What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the highly anticipated sophomore album by the UK rock band Boston Manor. Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to the Neighborhood is produced by Mike Sapone, someone who you probably know for being the go-to for a band like Brand New, Taking Back Sunday, Symbols Eat Guitars, and he's actually one of my favorite producers. And Boston Manor plus Mike Sapone, you had me sold right there, but also in addition to that, I absolutely fell head over heels for the two lead singles. We had Halo, and then after that, a couple of months later, we got Bad Machine, and both of those rank as some of the best songs of the year for me. I definitely enjoy the band's debut album Be Nothing that was released in 2016, but this album is really setting the bar high. They were clearly influenced by bands like Nothing But Thieves, other UK rock acts, and also some of that 2000s sound and tone in the guitar, bass, and drum department. It's also lyrically something that I find very intriguing because it's set in a somewhat fictional version of the band's hometown of Blackpool in England. Boston Manor have definitely shifted their focus, both lyrically and especially musically, on their new album, Welcome to the Neighborhood. The opening track, which is the self-titled one, explores hip-hop, electronic, and darkness before really just getting you into the overall spirit of what this record is going to be. As it continues, you can definitely tell that Sapone is killing it with the band in terms of production, taking these sounds to the next level. There's such a rawness, but also a delicacy there because it's also fine-tuned and tightly knit. The band sound not like a bad machine, but a well-oiled one as they just tear through these songs. The drumming stood out to me on this record in a very positive light. It's something that can go from a little bit more experimental on the opening track, Welcome to the Neighborhood, to just driving, steady, and even ferocious, I would say, on some of the cuts like Stick Up that I'm really impressed with some of the fills on, and also on Flowers in Your Dustbin. The bass throttles on many of these tracks and really just kind of leaves you shaking and wanting more. And the guitars, oh, the guitars, that is where I sink my teeth in, and that is what is heaven for me. The album has a very smooth flow to it. In fact, you often don't feel like it's hitting the 40+ minute mark, and you're like, really? Is it time to start the album over again? Well, okay, let's buckle up and take another ride back through the neighborhood, even though this is the sketchy part of town, so lock your doors, it's Blackpool. That unfortunately leads me to my least favorite aspect of the album, and that would be the underwritten hooks. I feel like that's something that is prevalent on many of the songs, and it's not such a huge detractor for me that I cannot put it to the side, I cannot get around it, but for some, it might not be so easy to circumvent. For fans that were really into the sound of their debut album, Be Nothing, don't you worry, Henry Cox, the lead vocalist, definitely still has some bellowing, some screams, and some harsh moments in him. It's not necessarily just a straightforward alternative rock, or even hard rock, whatever the mood that you want to use to describe the album is. It has a lot of different elements, including some stuff that they found on Be Nothing. This album is of course set in a somewhat fictional version of Blackpool and is more representative of a general problem with not only older generations but also the new generation. England's Dreaming is something that talks about things in a somewhat personal context, but it's not personal necessarily to the band, more so of a character that they're writing about. And England's Dreaming really captured me from the opening part where it says bury me and then eventually gets into it. The hook is really nice on this song. One of the more well composed, I would say, all throughout. It's just a ton of fun to listen to, and that just continues throughout the rest of the track list. Bad Machine is one of the best songs of the year. I'm talking this could be Song of the Year contender for me because other tracks are gonna have to put up a fight. This is something that just grips me so tightly because it feels like I've slipped into this world, into this version of Blackpool. Yes, the music video helps with that, but I heard this song on its own without the video at first, and I just pictured something ominous and foreboding, and I love the fact that it has these dramatic pauses sometimes, especially when he sings lines like "such a long way down" before slamming back into it. "I'll never be free" is the proclamation that we hear, and obviously there's a lot going on, but what an incredible song. Just a great rocker. Digital Ghost definitely grew on me. It's something that I really wasn't feeling as much, especially in the first half, but the more you play it, the more accessible it becomes. In terms of rivals for my favorite song on this album, I would say Funeral Party is really landing high up there. This one plays around with some electronics in the background, and I like the fact that it seems like the band were influenced by the likes of the industrial movement, or maybe even specific acts like Nine Inch Nails. You can hear that in the opening to Halo, and some of the background notes that are played there. And once again on Funeral Party, especially right before that chorus hits, you hear a little bit of an electronic whoosh there, and at the end of the song there's a nice outro. I love the fact that Henry gets really angry on this track and almost seems a bit sardonic and twisted with the way that he presents the lyrical content. Flowers in Your Dustbin just makes you want to get rowdy. FY1 was a great little transitory track, and the closing moment, The Day That I Ruined Your Life, is definitely something that reaches into your soul and makes you feel, makes you look around a little bit and think about things. I like the impact that this song is having on me, because at first I wasn't paying it as much attention, but I have to say that's a mistake. You want to hear this song more. The one section where I feel like this album falters a little bit is kind of like the middle to the end, not necessarily that entire stretch of course, but starting with Tunnel Vision, obviously right after that, Bad Machine is a huge exception to that rule, but then again with If I Can't Have It, No One Can, and then Hate You. I just feel like there's something lacking on some of those tracks, and it's normally not musically, and I feel like I get the idea of songs, especially like If I Can't Have It, No One Can, which is written from a very greedy male perspective who takes everything, doesn't care, he fucks, he fights, he gets everything that he wants, he always gets his way. And I just feel like this one, as it just keeps going the entire time, I have to zone in on the music of the song, because the lyrics, they just annoy me, because I'm thinking about people that are actually like that I really don't like. You most definitely have to put this album on your radar. If it was just a little blip on the outside before, make sure you zoom in and like put that right in the middle. Put a pin in that and make sure you come back to it often. Boston Manor are a little bit slept on, and it kind of makes me sad because I see their music videos not even hitting like 100,000 views, not even hitting 50,000 views, and I'm like, why? It's definitely an experience that you want to hear from start to finish, and me, I think this earns a light 4.5, if not just a strong 4. What do you guys think of the new Boston Manor record? Let me know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to drop a like on the video while you're here, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more reviews like this. If you leave a like on the video and drop a comment letting me know that you enjoyed it, that always encourages me to review more small artists and bands like this. Thanks as always for watching. If you're able to support what I do on Patreon for both of my channels, then please tap that top link down below or visit the annotation in the corner of your screen. If you would like to see another rock review, then tap right over here or tap here for a review of that new Nothing But Thieves single. Other than that, I'll see you soon for more right here on ARTV.